Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
How do you do? You're all okay, right? So anyway, so what is going on today? So today we got all sorts of stuff we could look at. Who knows what? So I'm just trying to do a bit of a skin rename change or name change on it, and it ended up I nearly finished it, and then the program shut and I lost it, so we'll have to do that later on. So I've got this idea of putting the name as FT-891S. So the 891 is the real rig and the S is the software version. So that's the thinking on that. It's not set in stone yet. Let me just see if I got some audio. So we got some audio. So I went ahead and did some changes to some meters. Struggled with it yesterday quite a lot. So I've ended up with the one which I've got to modify, and the scaling's all out on it for some reason. The scaling's out, so I've got all that to sort out. But what I want to do today, I think I want a bit more functionality out of it, so I can use it in the interim. The meter we can work on. I just won't use it for now. So I've got the meter working, but it's wrong. The scaling's all out, and once adjusting, there's only so much ChatGPT and what's the other one? Gemini can do for me. It gets all the calculations done, but the visible aspect, it's, as you can see, it's put the characters over top and nothing's lining up and all the rest of it. Anyway, so I've integrated it in there. Oh, I've gone ahead. What the annoyance was, this dial for me, but I still don't know if I like it yet. I need to play it back under a video and see if I like it. But well, basically, while this was spinning round, this thumb indent was spinning. The rest was just static. So I thought, what about a bit of a motion blur on it? So anyway, I tried it, but now I'm thinking I need to rotate transform, or transform rotate. So you take the picture, then you rotate the actual thing. The problem is all the ray trace and the lighting is supposed to stay where it is, and if you rotate the actual thing, the lighting will change with it, and that's not normally what happens. So anyway, I'll show you what we've done so far. And so what I want to do today is, off the function button, it brings up the scan list, or the station scan. I want to create a class that takes all the parameters, like the mode, the frequency and the power level, sticks it into a parameter that well, into a list, and the list is generated from the one that you've scanned, that you click on. So I better show you actually. So let's just show you. Let's just get the one up in the air. Let's do it off the actual program. So let's get the program up. So I'm going to just run it up now. These rigs are fantastic, by the way, these 891s for customizing. They're great, they're brilliant things. I just love it. I'd go so far to say I could do with another one. Anyway, never mind. So we've got this here. So if I toggle the function over, it brings up the empty list because we haven't done a scan yet. So if I just do Let's just do a scan on 40 meters. Here we go. And also got a glitch there where it picks up the meter reading while it's the RF gain is fully backed up or off as it there, because the program automatically shuts it off. I've told it to, so it goes quiet so it doesn't keep annoying me until I click on it. But it's not really, that isn't the reading, that is just the meter. So I need to read it once before we start to scan, and then let me just turn that down a bit. So I need to read it once, wait for a little tiny amount of time to clear the initial meter reading that's on there. It's the one it reports, because I'm asking it what the frequency and what the signal strength is. What I need to do is change the frequency first, wait a little bit amount of time. Well, I need to lower the VFO, change the frequency, and then take the sample of the signal strength, because it's being reported back. The radio does weird things. It reports the signal strength and the VFO. It seems to report it back on the same parameter. So yeah, it's a bit weird. So what I want to do is have another list like this. I've already got a list, but I will have this. So we're in station scope mode. So I will have another list here like this. So we'll keep that small. I've got so many different modes, but anyway, we'll keep that small. We'll have another exact same list here. And when you go down this list and you click around trying to find stations, so you find a station. When you found one that you think's right for you, whatever reason, I mean, you could be scanning for repeaters or anything. Oh, and also it also needs to, the class will have to have tone frequency and stuff in as well. So when you store it, stores the whole thing. Let's try a different band. See that bit there? That's a bit of noise on the system. The frequencies are so dead at the minute. I don't know why. Let's see if we can find. Oh, there's a bit on 20 meters. I've had a bit of a right game the last few days. So my brother's come over from Cyprus on Wednesday. I picked him up from the airport, and I picked him up from the airport, and he's had a bit of a turn while he's over here. He's had to go to hospital. His flight home was for today, and he's missed his flight because he was in hospital. So he's trying to frantically book another one, but he's still got ill. He's still got ill, so he's got to get back to Cyprus. Anyway, so say if we found that station there, what I want to do is just go onto the OMB button, click it, and it will add that to the list. So basically you go down the list, you keep finding, like, yeah, so that frequency would be swallowed up at the mode, and the power level and whatever you've set the rig's power level to will be swallowed up, and it'll go into the new list here. We'll have the same list here, but this will be the QMB list. And you keep going down and you find more stations. Obviously some of them they won't be on, it'll be bleed over from the channel. So once you've added it to the list, you can do a rescan on a different frequency or different band. So you pretend it's added to the list, so you can then scan another one. What that does, when you click that, it empties the list and starts scanning. And obviously this is your threshold for your level, so your signal strength level. So that'll just scan and get these parameters start and finish frequency you'll be able to define. So we've got to sort that out. There's not much going on there, so the band's a bit dead on some of the bands today, so we need to include 15 meters. And my aerial for 40 meters is it's not resonant, so you're not going to pick up, even when there's some activity there, you're not going to pick it up. But anyway, just supposing, let's just turn that down now. Right, so supposing you've scanned around, you've added a few stations that are actively, don't know what they're doing, contesting, whatever you want to listen to. And then, once they're in this list, that list then, as you're pressing them into the list, it'll automatically send them to your radio as well. So they're in your radio, not just in your software. But in the software side of it, you'll be able to scan. You'll be able to scan through them. But the same parameters is going to be sent over to the radio. Now, whether we send them over to the radio or maybe not until we click on a button and say send to the radio, it might be just a temporary thing while you're running the software that you want. But that list, you need the ability to take them out of the list. If they become annoying, noise comes onto the channel, or somebody's playing silly buggers. Anyway, you could effectively do a split on here as well. I worked out you could do you could do a cross band and all sorts of stuff. Don't even know if it's allowed on HF. It should. I don't know. I'll have to check the info. But you could if I know it's Darren M0DCX, is it? Darren, he's got a few people somebody's coming on, plaguing him, trolling him or whatever, sending out rubbish over it when he's trying to do a decent thing. Anyway, so I don't even know. I mean, on a net, it's probably not a good idea to transmit on one and receive on another. I don't know. But you could effectively do it in the software, because as soon as you transmit, you put your transmit frequency in, and as soon as you transmit, you could probably just send it straight to the radio and change it into split mode and do it properly. But effectively, because this is knows when you're transmitting, it can change mode. It's reading the transmit status of the rig. Basically, you could automatically change the transmit frequency and receive back again. But anyway, whether it can do it quick enough, or will you get a transmit glitch just as it drops and changes the channel, you know what I mean? But you could probably send the info to, with using the cat command straight to the radio. Anyway, so there's that. What else? So the meter side of it. Yeah, so this display is quite small, because I started when this rig skin was small, so that's still reflecting that. So what we want on here is the ability to, that's a filter section, we've got to do that as well. And you got your main default section. So we want an extra one here that brings this frequency bigger characters, and maybe the signal strength, or uses the meter and the frequency. But what we want is large display, and I would like to put the channel numbers on it, if it's got repeater designations, RB so and so 0, or simplex channels, whatever it is, to cover like the 10 FM and all that kind of stuff. Maybe 50 megahertz, because I don't, without checking back on the band plan, it would be nice to have those details here, so you can see, and you can switch between, be spot on if it's an FM channel, and you'll know you're on RB, whatever it is, RB1, 2, whatever it is. I don't know what they are, I'd have to check. But so when I create the class for the band for the channel, it needs to incorporate the frequency, the mode of operation, the power level, and whether there's any splits, and also the name of the official name. I don't know if the official name is RSGB. It's not around the world, is it? Which, you know, you could edit it, put your own name in. So all this can go into an XML file. So when you load it, it loads your XML, which you can open up in open the settings file in just a normal notepad or something. You can edit a text file, and it's XML format, so it's very easy to copy and paste, and you can add all your channels and start frequency, end frequency, and all your settings. So, you know, I've done those before. They're dead easy to do. In here, I use them on Event Horizon. I use them in there, so the code's there. Just have to, you know, you can do all sorts of things like override the login password if there's a login password, change from standard mode to different modes. Like I've got a mode where a normal user only gets so much functionality out of the software, and then you've got users that do the admin. It gives them extra things that they can access to, which just via the login details, basically. Yeah. No, there's so much to do on this. Let me just show you what I did. Tell you what we'll do. I won't show you on there, because what it'll do is it'll just put this little tag on. Or shall I show you on there? Maybe I'll show you on there. So I've just got to minimize that, and probably just minimize this to get you on a black background. So I'm on the black desktop background here. So this might be a bit funky, I don't know. So I've put scroll wheel on here so I can, yeah, I'll have a look at this. Ready? So it's making it blurred as you turn. Yeah, it's a bit funky. Instead of turning, it just blurs out the... I haven't blurred that bit, but it blurs that. And you can also do scroll wheel. So I can make my scroll wheel do, you know, a lot. I'm spinning my scroll wheel. It's a weighted one. It's an MX mouse. This is, what is it called? MX Master. Yeah. So you can do that, and you can click it back in. So you can see how it goes slightly distorted. Well, blurred. So that could easily be changed to rotate. But I say if you do a rotate, probably might be better. I don't know. It's a bit funky. It just shows, it's rather than have that still and just this moving, it just gives you that opportunity. Anyway, that's something I wanted to do, and I spent quite a bit of time on that the other day. Didn't live stream it though. It was just weird times. Anyway, so I've not touched any of these. We've got the fast command, so we'll need to put the OMB on. So I'm just trying to work out if there's anything. I'm going to create this class from nothing, a new class. It's a channel parameter. It's a bit like your VHF, UHF. Tone frequencies and all that kind of stuff. It's just so you can quickly set it up on an XML, you know, like a text document. You don't need to be too clever. Then you can, you know, you just put your start. It's obvious the nodes in it. XML document has nodes. Let me show you the consist. If you don't know what an XML, let me just find one for you. Let's quickly find one on one of my projects. There's one. I'll just get it up for you now, if I can find. So you can now, if you're doing a client server or you've got a server based thing, can't see it now. Why can't I see it? Ah, because I'm not in there. Right. Okay, here we go. So yeah, well, the way I do, I have actually, let's show you this. Let's show you this a minute. Let's get rid of that. Right, so I've got a remote database on a server or a file, you know, or on a remote drive letter or whatever. And in there we'll have a database This is Event Horizon Remote Database, right? So it uses SQLite as the database, so it's a single file database file. Doesn't need a server or anything to run. You need SQLite. It comes with the software when you install it. Then you've got a remote settings file. So if you open the remote settings file, you get something like this. It's not the best. Notepad's not the best. I should use Notepad plus plus. But anyway, you get, these are your nodes. So it says XML. So you've got different users. Okay. So for instance, user 1, that's me. So the first node would be users, and then username, then your color. You know, just suppose it could be channel. You know, you could say RB, whatever, repeater, this, that, and the other. The name of it. You know, if it's GB3, whatever it is. You could say frequency. So you've got your receive frequency, transmit frequency. Then you've got your tone. Your tone association, and power levels. You might want to set a power level. You know, you might say, well, there's a certain power I want to use on that, or I don't need a lot. I'm right next to the repeater. I don't need much power. So, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyway, you just if I want to put an extra one in, you just copy that bit, paste it on the end of this user section. And you can do, you know, other kinds of settings. I've got event types in it here, all sorts of stuff. Source types, there's different nodes. So basically, any user can open this text document, copy and paste, and create their own, you know. So anyway, that's that. So that's the same kind of thing we can use. Say on that's in the server, but on if we go to let me just go to Drive C. Right, so this is where I keep my, hang on, software solutions. Right, in here it was one called, here's all the software I've been messing around with over the years. Right, so you want Event Horizon, there it is. So in here there'll be another XML document. It'll be in the bin folder, and there's a debug at the minute, but you should see. There it is, local. The other one was called Event Horizon Remote Settings, and this one goes in the installation of the software. So if you open that one up, this one's a smaller file, but it'll be you can do things like username, the database location, or the location of the remote database. That's just on drive N sort of thing. And if you're developing it, you don't want to keep entering the password, so we can as long as this node exists, you know, it's just on this thing, you can override the login password while you're developing it. And then to add a feature, I've got a new feature in there called risk assessment, the method statement. And if it sees this node, it'll allow that. So it's just basic stuff. Anyway, but if you delete that, then you've got to log in, and if you delete that, you won't allow RAMs. You won't be allowed RAMs basically when you log in. So anyway, this is a mechanism for creating customizable stuff, user levels. Anyway, same kind of thing. We can do that from within. So right, let's just get back over to here. So it's easy enough to set up. So if we create a new class, we're going to need a new class. So I'll tell you what, let's just make a new class now. We're going to need it. So right, so go to here, and I'm going to go and add a new item, and I'm just going to put a class. That's it. Doesn't have to be anything like WPF, user control. It's just a class. So what we're going to call this class now, I don't know what we call it. It's a frequency, it's a channel, it's a set of everything you need to do transmission on the frequency. So the biggest problem is, what are we going to call this class? I have no idea what to call it. So you could always change the name of the class if you find a better name. But it doesn't matter, it's only an internal name. But it's a memory channel. It's memory channel configuration. I don't know what to call it. So what do I call it? Shit, that's the problem. I'll tell you what, let's quickly ask ChatGPT, see what it says. Right, let's come up with a ChatGPT. So, cat control of a YAESU FT-891. Need to create a class that contains the following. Oops. Alright, so we need RX frequency, TX frequency, what else? Obviously, if there's no split, the RX and TX will be exactly the same. The power, TX power level, tone frequency, then the shift, repeater shift, so on and so forth. Right, so what would be an apt name for the class? I don't know, they call them all sorts. For a cat control abstraction around, the class name should reflect whether it represents the radio current operating state, the memory channel, the configuration block, the cat interface itself. Given the fields you listed, etc., this sounds like an operating configuration state object. Yeah, I can't call it, that's a mouthful. Good names, right? Radio state, transceiver state, rig state, VFO state, operating parameters, radio configuration, channel settings, cat radio state. It's channel settings, I suppose. Simple as that. Yeah, it's a bit bland name. Transceiver state, rig state. Those scale well when you later add. Yeah, I forgot about the mode. Yeah, we want mode on it. Clarifier. Yeah, even the clarifier settings, squelch levels. Yeah, you can go to the extreme. Yeah. Right. I mean, I could get it to make the class for me. Rather than me type everything out manually. It would have to examine the manual. If you plan to cut communication layer, a clean separation is, yeah, memory channel, the architecture, right? So using the YAESU FT-891 cat PDF. Can you create a custom class just with all the requirements above? So band and mode, etc. All the items with ability to add more if required, and a apt name for the class. Right, let's see what it comes up with. I don't want to create crazy stuff. I just FT1 rig state, so it's recording the rig state. I suppose, yeah, that's near enough because lots are going on. Could be a rig state. Yeah, rig state. Or just, yeah, if you later generalize the multiple rate, you can derive from it. So I'll just call it rig state. Lots of rigs have got the same sort of parameters in them. Based on the CAT references, a scalable design that covers power mode, repeater setting, tone, split, VFO state. VFO state. DSP, oh, filters as well, yeah, gain, yeah, all that. Okay, so it's got a right. There's the class. So it's created an E number for modes by the looks of it. It looks like it's got them in the right order from the manual. And it's got VFO A and B. E number, AGC off, fast, mid, slow. Tone, mode, off, CTSS and code. Yeah, it's gone a bit further than I would have gone straight off, but yeah, at least it's there. Enum class, simplex, plus shift, minus shift, split. Yeah, at least it's not. If I tried to do it, I wouldn't get half that. I would get a tiny fraction in there. But you don't have to use them straight off the back. You can only, once it's there, you can just reference that part of the class for the info. You don't need to. You could just pass in variables around. So, you know, passing a class around as an argument, backward and forward to different things, lists and all sorts. Right, frequencies in hertz. Yeah, okay. So it knows. See, it's got all the format right for the type, the variable type. Okay, so it's got power and watts. Why is it separating them? I don't know. Duplex mode. Oh, it's, yeah. So it's created a class called duplex mode. Where's it finding that? Where's the definition? It's not really a class, is it? You haven't defined a duplex mode, have you? Oh, there you have. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. So far, so good. Bool split enable. Tone mode. Tone mode off. Float. Yeah, it's gone a bit to the extreme, hasn't it? Yeah, if it goes too wild, it just overwhelms. You need to be able to add to it. Noise blanker. It's sort of gone the whole hog, hasn't it? Without, you know, it's overwhelming you basically. Writ enabled, clarifier, receive, transmit. Yeah, it's gone a bit over the top. Volume levels, that's good. Mic gain, monitor level. Right, so it's got using a property. I'm not sure if we can do standard in there. I'll try it. Might have the wrong framework for that. We'll have a look. Set custom. Oh no, I can use standard. It's in the other end, microcontroller world. I haven't got that without introducing an extra thing. Set custom property has custom property. Right. Oh, that's the helper for some extra properties. The structure is strong because strongly typed enum prevent invalid cat states. Frequencies use. I use structs. I don't know why, but I mean, I suppose E-numbers will do it. Frequencies use high precision, hertz precision, expandable to custom parameters, clean separation of subsystems, direct maps to cat commands. For a larger cat application, I'd pair it with. Right, what's this? Go away. Pair it with. For a larger cat applicator, I'd pair it with rig state. So it's created basically 5 classes. This becomes a very maintainable architecture once polling async cat responds, and yeah. Okay. Right. So we've got. Oh, it's changed it from rig state to FT-891 rig state now. Right, there's your public part for any functions, and then you've got the definitions. It's not too bad, it's all in one place. Oh, that's created one called Tranceiver state. Okay, so we could. Is this the actual one, or has it gave me another one? Let's find it. Public rig state. So if you later generalize in multiple ways, you can derive from it. Yeah, I've done that before, but yeah, done that. So unordered map variant. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's just including the libraries. So then you got your public rig state, and then these are all the exposed variables. Well, they're not actually. These are like the structs. I normally set them, but it does them in order anyway. So instead of adding equals 0, equals 1, 2, it puts them automatically indexed from the first one that was created. So yeah, I don't use that method. I don't know why. I use structs, but anyway, structs is probably uses more memory, but it's easier to read, I think. Does the same thing, but it's easier for me to understand it. Right, mode of operating mode equals mode USB. So current active VFO is A. Okay, I got you. Radio state read. So core radio state. Oh, this is the default settings, I believe. Band 20 meters, 100 watts. Repeater offset. Yeah, sometimes there won't be repeaters, so it's just simplex. So duplex mode, what's it give us for duplex modes? Simplex, oh yeah, plus shift, minus shift, and a split. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of good stuff you can do. Like if you're if you're on a band and you're listening to conversation, you're getting knocked about, you might want to maintain your transmit and then just knock your receive thing back a bit. You could do it automatic, basically. You know, it's basically click left or right up a certain amount. Yeah. Anyway, that's another thing. So this looks like it's okay. I'll try it out. So what am I going to copy? Is you put it all on one place? Right, so we'll keep that. Let's go to the top. Is everything in one place, or is there more to it? Alright, looks like they put them all in one place here, yeah. Yeah, so they created rig state. Now, didn't it say there was... So you've got a rig state, and then it's a derivative of rig state. So where is rig state? Class rig state. You later generalize. It hasn't expanded rig state. Right, there's the type of rig. So you derive. I've done that myself. Different. I forgot what they call it now. It's derived from a base class. Whatever class you can derive from. So your rig state, transceiver state. Where's it put all these in? Has it put rig state? So as your example, I don't know which one it's telling me. Interface, transceiver state, cat command, memory channel. So that's actually gone. Yeah, it could do with. Yeah, putting. Well, the cat command will be different to the all the rest of it. . Right, that's telling me the name. So rig state. Yeah, so that's how to do multiple radios, and this allows for future expansion. Rig state, so we've got the class rig state, so it starts with that curly brace. And where far does it go down? All the way to the end. Yeah. We've got this here. For a larger cat, I'd pair it with cat parser. Oh yeah, do more work on it after. So you got your rig state, then yeah, we'll have to elaborate on that. We don't want too much going on at once. So at the minute we want to store the rig states. So if I copy that code there. Alright, so we're going to call this new class rig state. Rig state CS, okay. And we're going to just have a look back again. Don't know if it's included the headers or what. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's all there. Oh, program once. Oh, it's showing me. Why is it showing me C++? Did I not mention that I wanted C#? I didn't, did I? Oh, that's what you do in an Arduino. Hang on. Right, so I've neglected one crucial thing. It's assumed C++. Sorry, I am using. That'll come in for an Arduino or a microcontroller. Sorry, I'm using C#. Windows Presentation Foundation Framework 4.8. Could you redo class? Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, here we go. It just saves me typing all this out. It would take hours and hours to get. I might as well get him to include it all now, and I'll just go with it. I will just go with it. Yeah, there we go. Has a custom property. Yeah, custom variable of t, so any variable. Yeah, so okay, that'll do. Right, so where did I go? I've gone too high. That's C++. Don't want that one. We want C#. Here we go. Right, so let's copy that. Oh, hang on. I've just. Right, so we've got the namespace. I'm not calling it rig cat, FT1 cat. No, that's the name of our namespace. Rig state. So we're just going to put replace. We replace this bit here for our what we've copied from there. So right, we've got. Let's see if it doesn't like something. So I use structs, but we'll go with this, seeing as I use a lot of them. Yeah, I'll just use 0 to whatever the index is as the thing most of the time anyway. Right, okay, so we should be able to do everything we want to do with this. Compression level, get set, yeah. Okay, so we can easily have a look at that, see how we got on with it. We'll save that. So what the first thing we'll do is I'll just go into. We'll just create a new bit of a. Let's just put a dummy one in and do a bit. We'll find out down here, I suppose. Let's set it and read it back. So we'll go into init startup. We'll have an extra little function here. Just call it void. test rig state. That'll do. So we're just going to run it straight after the initial startup. So what are we putting here now is so first we're going to take we could make a list of them. I just want to set one for now, so I'll just go rig state. Oh, it's called it FT-891 rig state. Right, I don't want to call it that, so let's just change that name, because I just want to most radios are the same. Okay, well, it is for the 891, so I'll just call it rig state though. Oh, it's got a namespace within a namespace. We don't want that. So right, so we're going to call our namespace that, and get rid of this bit. And now it's all shifted over. We've gone a bit crazy because we've got two lots of thing in there. Right, so the only way to get this back in line is hold the Alt down and go up at a fast old rate. See, it took me ages to put all, and I would have missed loads of it. So, and I would have got the variables the wrong. Well, I tell it to look at the manual, it automatically knows what kind of type we need to. Right, I'm just going to shift that back to where it's supposed to be. That's it. Okay, so we've got that, so we can save that. Rig state. It's a class, you know it's a class, right. Okay, back to the thing there, so we can do rig state now. I'll just call it rig state. If I could spell. Still can't spell. Right, rig state equals a new rig state. And we could do an inline thing with it, but there's going to be too many things in there. Right, so then we can do rig state dot, and we should bring up, see we've got active VFO at AGC. So let's just do receive frequency. Okay, equals we're going to set one to, I don't know, what's a good one? Let's just choose anything. 1 4 for, I don't know, 300 250. There you go. So I like the way it tells you it's never been used yet. The new version of this Visual Studio is great. I used to use an old one. Right, so we've got, I mean, you can set transmit frequency, but I'm not bothered for now. What else can we choose? Rig state dot, has it got a power level? TX power in watts equals, so we want how many watts? Let's just say 10 watts. Anyway, so we've created it there. Once we created it, we can add it to a list, no problem. So we need to create a new list for that. I think I've got a list. So we've got that. What else do we want on it? Mode, rig mode, rig state dot mode equals, oops, hang on, it's not offering up the, because I messed up. No, it hasn't done IntelliSense. Okay, so there should be an enum called modes, rig modes. Oh, that's my rig modes. Is that my rig modes? Rig modes dot. I can't remember if that's one of my classes I made. So what was it called? Rig mode. It might be picking up one of my structs. I've started implementing some of this. Right, so rig modes, duplex tone mode, operating mode. So there is no rig mode. Actually, I could just look it up. Oh, that's in my structs. I've already got one called. That's not the right one. No, that's using a struct. So we don't want mode. So there must be. Has it done it? Does it give me a mode? I bet it hasn't done the mode. There, operating mode. Yeah, they just call it operating mode. So we need to use operating mode. Right, so we're going to be using upper sideband. That's that. Anything else we need to do just to test that out? Yeah, it'll work anyway. What we're going to do is send it to store it in a list. So all this stuff we want to define, what we're going to do when we press the QMB button or the store, it's got to take all the rig states, read them, and then push them into this before it adds it to the list. And it might just use a load of default ones. Andy, how you doing, mate? I'm alright. It's all the rest. Chaos. The family have had chaos and mayhem for the last this last week, really. Yeah, we had to take my brother into hospital. He's fell over and become, I don't know what's happened to him, food poison or something, I don't know. Fell over and hit his head and broke his nose. We took him to the hospital last night, and anyway they let him go this morning because I don't know whether he signed himself out or what. He's supposed to be on a flight back to Cyprus. Anyway, he missed his flight because up by us they got a massive bike something, what is it called? Bike for Life event. They've closed the motorway, and we come out of the hospital. We got 2 hours, an hour and a half to get to the airport, and they closed the road. So we go to the A road, and that's chocked with everyone else who can't get on the motorway. So, and we got like an hour and 10 minutes to get there. We've got not a chance in hell, so we just abandoned it. So yeah, it's probably just as well because he's feeling dizzy. So anyway. Chaos and mayhem, to say the least. Yeah. Anyway, it's one of those things. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just say hi to Andy. I'll try and say hi to everyone. Did you get? I think you got your parcel, didn't you, Andy? I'm sure you got your parcel. I saw a photo of it at your doorstep or something, or the courier took. So I wonder how you got on with your little plastic, your bits of plastic. Anyway, right, so let's get crack on with this. So what else do we need just for starters? We don't need to incorporate all that lot in there. So to set a frequency, we need the mode it was in. You don't need the TX power, but we'll read the TX power of the radio. I'll leave that off for now, but I want to include it in there. I'm just going to get it to store at the minute into the QMB so it can scan it. So when you add a frequency that you've listened and somebody's definitely on it, adds it to the shortlist, and then the shortlist can then cycle through once you've what do you call it? Not mediated. What's it called when you're on here and you I don't know. I forgot what it's called. Once you've looked at it, you listen and you think, hang on, that's not really a frequency. That's just somebody's bleed over or whatever, or noise. Don't bother to add it to the list. You don't want to hear noise. You want to just listen to some conversations. You could maybe have different modes of scanning. So you pick up one, press the space bar or something, and it carries to the next one. Or it plays for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, then go to the next one. So basically you can listen on events or conversations, whatever they are, you know, periodically. Yeah, you can just listen. Right, so operating mode, power, RX frequency, that's all we need. We'll assume it's the same to now. I'm just trying to think what else is on there. Oh, you could set your yeah, you could set your right. So the automatic RF gain, isn't it? RF, no. Gain, mic gain, no. Where is it? RF. Don't we have an RF? Let's have a look over here. So we've got, go down the variables, TX frequency, band mode, active VFO, power in watts, whether you're duplex, split, tone, noise blanker, notch, filter width, volume level, squelch, mic gain, monitor level, Vox, SWR, ALC, compression level. No, I think it's missed one, hasn't it? It's missed out. I'm sure it's missed out the. Hang on. Let's just go back over to here. Did you miss out the. What was I'm after? Oh yeah. RF gain. Yes. Add it in the audio RX section. Right, okay. Audio, so volume level, so it's missed one out. Right, I'll put it here. RF gain, that's it. So it's easy as that to include a new parameter. So you go RF gain. So now the problem is, has it made us an E number for it? RF set RF gain. Is that one of mine? I think that's one of mine. No, it might be. Let's have a look. So is it one of these? That's the trouble, I've started doing it. Hang on, I don't think it is. Maybe it hasn't got it. Set custom property, no. Okay, it hasn't included it. Right. Oh, hang on. So we've got that. You may also want these additional controls that are commonly exposed. Contour level, yeah, we want all that, yeah. Noise reduction level, noise blanker level. Bloody hell. Yeah. Where does that go? At that, go away. At that point, your class becomes a fairly complete software representation. Yeah, okay. Where do they go though? Okay, so let's just copy all that. Right. Okay, it's sorted all the types for us, so that's a good thing. Right, so I need to put that in the public bool section. Where are we? Well, anywhere down here really. Past the types. I'll put it down the bottom. Active VFO, splits, monitor. Oh, there's mic gain there. I'll put it down. I'll put it down here. Oh, memory channels. meters, status, audio. Right, let's call this one, I don't know, put it after audio. Right, so we'll keep the idea going, but we'll keep the class nicely set out. Hang on. So it goes in there, and these are miscellaneous levels. I don't know what else to call it. Right. Okay, so it should be able to do now. There should be one here for, where's he put it? It's not included, has he? Oh, those were the extra ones. RF gain was a new one, right? Okay, so we've put a few extras in. So we want RF gain. No, it's not found it. Why ain't it found it? Why didn't it find it? Oh, it is found it. What it hasn't found is it's looking for a value. Yeah, it's not looking for an enum, it's looking for a value this time. Just say up to 100, didn't it? Okay, so we'll set the RF gain to, I don't know, 10. Okay, set it for 10. Got the cage fits the radio. Oh, brilliant, mate, brilliant. That's good use. Yeah, yeah. Couple of people keep asking me where's the link. So anyway, they printed it off. I printed some of it off. There's lots of parts on there. Yeah, it's not too bad. Here's my one. Ooh. Let's just show you that my one a minute. Hang on. Yeah, there's my one. I haven't got it on at the minute. That's it's got the little mic thing as well. It's all right. I mean, I'll take this poter and just drop it on a table. At the minute, I've got the other one there. It's a great clamp I've got on there. On my latest, I haven't uploaded the clamp yet, the quick release clamp, into the main file for this. This came out alright. So, but I haven't uploaded the excuse me. So I haven't uploaded the very latest, but I mean, yeah, it's a quick release. Like I can take this off here now. So this, oh, it's this side, you can't see it, but I can pull it off, put it back on. Yeah. There you go. That's what it looks like. Quick release. Hang on. Let's get it in view. Can I get it all in view? Yeah. So it's angled as well, this one, and it's got these slots, 4 slots. So you just go like that, push it on, and that's it. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And you can take that and have another carrier in your vehicle or whatever, or you could turn it upside down, so the rig would be angled up. But then you can have something that's mounted, and you push it on, and it won't. So you're pulling cables, it's not going to fall off the desk. Yeah, you could screw your base to, I don't know, a wooden table or whatever, you know, a bench. So at least when you mess around, it's not going to pull the radio off. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that new one's got the removable wings, so you can probably alter the wings on it. Yeah. Anyway, where did I get to? Let's have a drink. Right. Yeah, let me show you this, Sandy, before we do anything. I don't know if you saw the start of the video, but the stream. So I'll show you. Just quickly show you what you reckon of this. I don't know if I like it or not yet. Forget that. I've got to work on that better. But I've got this bit here, so when I do that now, see how it blurs now. The slower you move, the less the blur is. The faster you move, the more the blur. And you can use your scroll wheel. That's the scroll wheel. So when it stops, it'll not be blurred. So it's like a bit of a motion blur. I don't know if I like it or not. There's a lot of work gone into to make it do that. It's better than just having that going round, but I might want to rotate it. Actually see it rotate. I don't know. It's something and nothing, but just gives it a little bit of extra touch to it. So anyway, thought I'd show you that in case you missed it. So we've got our rig state parameter here now. So we could use that as it is. And you could do a little bit of a console dot right line, and we can do, oops, what am I doing? So rig state equals, and then you could do well, let's just do, so rig state right line, let's just do that, and we're going to do rig state, so I'll copy that down to there, and we'll say so we'll just do one of them, and we'll put in RX, well, we'll just copy it directly into there. So RX, oops, equals, and then we'll just put the rest in. Oops, it's all going a bit wrong today, isn't it? Hang on. Where's the undo? Oh, I meant to copy that. Right, let's put a few more in. That should cover it. So you got TX power in watts. And mode. Basically you can just store stuff and retrieve it and put it into a list, and ultimately save it out to an XML file as well. You might get some frequencies that people commonly use, and you think, oh, that's quite an active band on a certain day. I just thought it now, we need a date and time that the band is active or the channel's active. If there's a group on there, it's always the same time every week. That'll be interesting. So we could do with that, you know, the time that it's active, you know, possibly things like that. So we've got RF gain. So what we want to do now is just put the values in. So we'll do some more of these. Put one there, one there, one there, and one there. So we're going to right line just the right, and this time we actually want the name. Okay, it'll have to be a 2-string. Why is it not IntelliSensing? That's weird. It does not exist in the current context tense. Oh, it's there, isn't it? What's he talking about? Oh, sorry, forgot the class name on the front. Right, so that's that there. So I'll just go ahead and change these out. We can use this anyway to set our, add it to the list. So we want watts. Some of these, well, I think most of them aren't strings, so yeah, we'll need them anyway. mode, and RF gain. Right, so I've got that there. It looks great, looking great. Yeah, it is good. It's good. It's I love this rig. It's fantastic. I've got the FT-710 there, and I haven't touched it since I bought this rig. Really, I just put it on just for test. What a shame. But because I'm working on this, so I use the switch here. Sold another one, by the way. Someone bought another one. I've only got about 5 left, I think, now. But you know, they're going for cost, so you know. Someone bought one, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go ahead with it because I'm going somewhere away or something." So I don't know. And I said, "No problem. Just cancel it. It just means I've had a wasted week of people bidding on it." Anyway, luckily, I'm glad it cancelled because it was going to go for less than the parts were. So anyway, so there's about 4 left. So I mean, it depends if they sell. You know, 1 a week. I don't know. Maybe I'll make some more, or maybe I'll just leave it at that because I don't think it covers the electric, and because these prints go on for hours, and you got your electric to work out and your material for the filament. Then you got to work out your, you know, the parts, the bits, the contacts, and the screws, and then the SO239s. It's interesting, you know. It's all right, but I don't know. Don't know. See, I don't know. There's no profit in it because as soon as you put the price that it should be, people aren't going to bother. The only reason they're buying it is because you can't get a 7-way one for that kind of price. So, but I don't use all 7 ways. I'm only using three ways at the minute. It's nice to have some spares. You know what I mean? Right. Anyway, so we've got that there. So we should be able to now print out this here. In order to show it off, though, I think, yeah. So I've got rig state. So yeah, frequency. So rigs, yeah, that looks good. So that should tell us what we want to know. And if you want to make it a little bit clearer to find, with sort of a serial diagnostic for other stuff, we'd have to do something like, I don't know. Let's just do stars. And finishing it off. And I suppose we could just do a blank line. Just to do a blank line. Let's just do a blank line. And a blank line. Oops. It's trouble in doing lots of debug stuff, you can't find it, but now we'll be able to easily find it. Right, so all that'll do is when it starts up, it'll initialize this with some info and then print it back out. Just can't go wrong. So I'll give it a go. So we need this class ready to, so I'll just stop it there. Go down this list, and somewhere here, I know there's loads of commands gone through already. Look, it does so many commands a second. It goes through dead quick. There it is. No, it isn't. Yeah, there it is. Rig state. See it? Hang on. Let's go up a little bit. So there's your rig state. So it's rig state. There's a problem there. So I've done rig state equals. Yeah, it's not. Hang on, that's come out weird, hasn't it? Right, so rig state. So yeah, we don't want the right line there. We want the right line under there. So power in watts, and that needs to be the right line. Mode. Yeah, I've done it the wrong opposite way. No, that's supposed to be out of there, wasn't it? Right, like now this one. And no, yeah, that's right. and that right line. So we've got right line, and yeah, that needs to be a right line. No, it doesn't. Right line, right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. It's going off on a bit of a tangent anyway. But this shouldn't take too long because this is boilerplate stuff. Making a list, and we've already got a list we can copy and paste. So let's turn that off. Let's just make sure it's coming out okay. Yeah, so you've got rig state. There's your rig state there. So the frequency in hertz was what I set it to. The power and watts, the USB mode, and the RF gain. Yeah, it's all there. It's working. So that can be put into a list. So what we need to do now is create a list. So we're going to go over to the top of here. We've already got some lists. Actually, we haven't got no lists here. So we ought to create a new class. Let's go into, we've got a class already. This, where is it? Station seek class. So this station seek class. Yeah, so we've got a list here, a public static list. Station seek, that's the part of the program that seeks. And this is station seek, so we need to create a new class really. Maybe, or we just put it in the base class. If you put everything in the base class in the main window, it gets overwhelmed rather quickly. So you might as well do it how you're going to go on. So we'll create a new class. Yeah, it's got no UI the class, so let's go right, new class. We can either go new class or rename this one. Yeah, so it's almost the same as that. Yeah, so we've got a seek active list, so we're scanning it, and that's the list it creates when it finds an active channel, supposedly. So we could either do some, let's just start a new one. There's lots of content in there that doesn't apply. Right, so add a new class again. So this class is going to be, we'll call it a software QMB, whatever. Quick memory sort of access, yeah. Because we're going to reuse this to send to the radio at some point once we've got the list. So software is obvious because it's software we're working in, but QMB class, and it's not the class because we've got a rig class, but it's the bit that stores. Yes, so let's just call it QMB quick memory bank or whatever it is. Yeah, memory block, I don't know. No, it's a QMB, so it's going to take the rig class. No, the rig. I forgot what it's called already. What's it called? I forgot what it's called. Hang on. So it's going to take the rig state class. That's it. So it's not a rig state. It's the rig states. Yes, QMB rig states. That's it. That'll do it. Add that one. Right. So what we want now then is to create a list in there. So we go back, refer back to this one. So we're going to station seek. So here it is. Here's the actual class. Yeah. So public class station seek. Right. Okay. And we want a list, a public list. We can make it static as well. Okay, let's just have a look. Yeah, station seek. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is define a list in it. So I'm just going to reuse the list here, but it won't be a list of station seek class. It's going to be a list of, I've called it class, haven't I? Shouldn't it? Maybe I should have called that class. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So this will be a rig state class, and we're going to create a new list of rig states. Okay, so that's the change the name. So it's a list because that's where it is. There, it's a list. So it's a list of rig states. So we're going to call it QMB rig states list. That's it. It all matches up with the class name. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. Right, so we need. Do we need a constructor in this? I don't know. Let's have a look. Don't think we used one here. Seek station seek. Did we have a constructor? No, we didn't need a constructor. It's a load of functions. Yeah, it's just functions with no constructor. We don't need a constructor. So we're not using the structs. We are using structs from a different class. So we might have to. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's just do something here. So we've got the rig states. We've got a list. Or we've got access to the list. So we need to. Let's just add it to the list. Let's just keep it like that for now. Right, go back to there. So we're going back on to our little bit of a rig state here. We're going to add it down here now. So we'll just go down here and we'll add it to the list. So let's create. So QMB rig states dot, and we should be able to find rig states list. Alright, add rig states, done it for us, so yeah, that'll add it to the list. Okay, so you created one. Now you can do it in line one as well. Well, make another one, but do it in line, and you can choose what you want in the list. We could have default. Now the only problem is with set. Yeah, so the rig states. Hang on. They should have default values. They have, look. Yeah, some of them have, some of them haven't. So if you don't specify, it should, when you create a new instance, it should give you the value, default value in there, save you having to type one. So you don't always have to include them. So, right, we're going to make this one. So it's going to be a new rig state. Alright, and then it curly brackets, so now we can choose what we're going to set. So the RX frequency equals, right, we're going to call this one, let's call it 77150. That'll do. Okay, and then we're going to do what we want next. Mode, let's just do mode. We won't bother about the watts at the minute. Mode equals, and then we want operating mode. Operating mode. Okay. Dot, and it'll be LSB. LSB, even though that's gonna, radio's gonna do it anyway. What else we got? RF gain. We can set RF gain, although the default would probably be okay. Can't find RF gain, why not? RF. Set RF gain, why is it not finding that? Oh, my fault. I've come out of the actual curly brace. So RF gain equals, I'll just say 10 again. So that's another way of doing it. An inline one. And you don't need the variable rig state then, you're just adding it on the fly. So we've got 2 rig states. So what we're going to do now, we've added them to the list, so we're going to go over to create a function. We want a public function here. Public static, to make it static. I shouldn't really do static, but I don't care. Public static. It's not as if we're going to run loads of rig states at the minute, but if we did, we'd have to do it a different way. So rig state, so public static, and then we're going to make a function. We don't need to return anything off it, so I'll just call it list rig states. List rig states, we don't need to pass it any arguments. So okay, you can't clear the list. If you did that, you wouldn't have anything in the list to list. So you don't want that. So you got. So I'll do a for each variable. I don't need. I'll just go rig state rs in rig state list, and then I don't like to do that. I like to put mine down here. Right. So then I would go. If you want to list them, you got to go console. Hang on. Console dot write line rs to string. Yeah, sort of. Oh, line. It's very good, but it's if you change your mind, it's yeah, might want that. So rs dot something. Right, so first thing is receive frequency, rx frequency, and we want to go to string, but we won't know what it is. Actually, it can just print the string out. Right, so then we'll go to the next one, which is going to be I don't know what we said. What did we say? Mode, power in watts, mode, and RF gain. Right, okay. So we want RF, no, power, TX watts to string. Might not, if, yeah, it's an integer. So then we want mode to string, and then the last one is, what is the last one? I can't remember. RF gain. Right, okay, so that's going to print that, and you might want to beautify it a little bit. Actually, you could put it right line, so we'll just do a right line, and a right line, and we'll put in a console, and we'll do a right line, and then we'll put in here a comma. That's it. So it's just going to give you a long list of each channel, and that's it. So let's see what happens. So all we've got to do is run this function, public static. So we could run it from here. So we've put them in, we've added them to the list, and now we're going to QMB rig states dot list rig states. There we go. Okay, so that's it. So if I run that now, you'll add these there, and then you'll see a list. It'll only show you 2. There's only 2 in the list. But we needed to get all that working in order to do more with it. Right, so we can just stop it there because it ran it straight away. And I've got to scroll right up here, get down to this bit. So there's your initial power setting for the 1, but then you should see a... Oh, well, I've done it wrong again. I've actually done it wrong again, haven't I? So right line... Oh, yeah, sorry, that shouldn't have been a right line. Neither should that, neither should that. If you want it all to appear in a line, yeah, that's it. Right, okay, so just run it up and stop it straight away. That's it. Scroll up to where the bit of the stuff we want to see. So you've got rig state, and then you've got the list of 2 there. There they are. That's them there. So all that seems to be working. So we can store it. Obviously can't store it very good. So what we need to do now then, while we're scanning, as soon as you press the button, so we need to go back over to this, and actually what's happened here, I've pushed it off. Right, so we've got a button here. So what we're going to do is a little bit of a clever thing. Only add it to the list if it's not already in there. Slightly clever, not that clever. So that's our function there. So we've got a list of rig states, and we need to, if we're going to add one to it, we need to not add the same one twice. So we need to create a new function. Public, oops, all of tis was today, my hands are all over the place. Public static void so we need to pass in, instead of adding it directly in code, we just use this function. At least it can check to see if it exists at all. And if it does, you can say it's already a frequency with this, would you like to update, or just don't ask the question, just do it. If you're adding it to one, you've just got to take it on board that you've actually wiped out one of the settings. So we'll just say add new rig state, and you could say add new rig state to list. Now you know exactly what it's doing, and you'll need rig state. That's it. It's already done it for me. Right. So before you add it, you've got to look at the rig state. There's probably a function to see if it's in the list already. Now you've got a requirement for your rig state. You need to always have a receive frequency. You can have a separate TX frequency, but you must always have a receive frequency. So we'll say if rs.rx frequency in hertz is what's the default setting? 0. Is it default setting 0? Let's have a look. TX power. RX frequency, it's not given a value, so it'll be 0. Yeah, defaults to 0. So if it's greater than, well, tell you what, if it's equal to 0, then we'll just do a return. No point trying to add it if it's not been set. Just refuse to add it. That's only if someone fires the routine with no other parameter in. But anyway, there's lots of the rig state's got a load of parameters to pass in the class. So right, okay. So if it gets past this bit, then we've got to check then to see if it's already in the list. So we know we're using this list. We could pass a list in so you can use any list, but we'll just use this one for now. We're only having one. If we wanted to use more than one list, we could create a new one, multiple names for lists. But anyway, so great to do a for each again here. I'll tell you what, let's just copy this. Just to save a little bit of time. We don't need to do anything printing out. For each rig state, it is a rig state in the QM, that's the list, yeah. And you could do a manual matching. So you're going to search the list first, and you're going to do something very easy like if rs dot rx frequency in hertz is equal, actually is not equal to we want to go yeah, actually no, that's the wrong one. I can't have two rig states, hang on. So I'll call this one rig state. Right, so you're pushing in rig state. If the rig state frequency, the one that's in the list, is not equal. Now let's do it the other way around. So if rig state dot rx frequency is not equal to the frequency from the list, right, so if it's not, so we need to do so if it's not equal, or should we do an equal? So basically we need to do a count against, yes, just to count it. There's probably a command, I forgot what they call it now. There's something you can use to test for this, but I like to do it manually because it's easier to read. Right, so I need to change that to that. Right, then we need to iterate through it. So what we'll do is we'll have a variable here, int duplicate found, or just duplicate found count. Right, so make that equal 0. So duplicate found count. Right, never use. Oh, give me a chance. Yeah, give me a chance to use it if I'm an L. Right, so rig state. So if it's not equal to, actually, we'll just do if it's equal to. If rig state, the one that comes in, is equal to the rig state in the list, then we'll just do a duplicate found ++. It knows what I'm trying to do. Okay, so that is the search. So it searches the whole list as it exists. If it's found, right, so then you need to do the bit. So we need to do if duplicate found count is equal to 0, then we need to do this bit, which is actually add it to the list. I've done all this kind of coding years ago in my main stuff, when you add in tokens, and you don't add the token twice, but it's no point trying to get that code and rip stuff out of it because there's too much going on. So you must just do it this way. At least you get to learn a bit as well. Get to refresh my memory. So if it's 0, then you're going to add it to the list. So you're going to go. This is dead easy. So you just go active. Just go active list, add, and then that's it. Rig state. So you add it to the one that was passed into the function. You add it straight to the list, and that's it. So you can add it to the list. So that's dead easy to add to a list. So what I'm going to do now then is use that function. So we're in rigs. So if I go like that, go back to the function that we click on, the QMB button, go rig state start, and then we should have one called add new rig state to list, because we've clicked on something. Add button. Now we're going to have to check to selected item. So we want a rig state, and we'll just call it rig state. There we go. So, oh no, we've got to actually pass a rig state into it. We can do an inline one. We'll do an inline one. We can't do it yet because we haven't got a variable to use. We've got to. No, can we use an inline one? Yeah. Right. So we've got to refer back to our seek station now. Now the problem is we're using the seek class which we made up for the last one, but it's working. It needs to be replaced with the new class. But having said that, it only finds a few things to put in there. But it could read the other stuff. It'll be okay for now. Let me have a sip of this. Right, so ID frequency, number of times empty. Forget about the signal strength. We don't need that for this one. We just need the. We don't even need the ID. We just need the frequency at this point. So that'll be dead easy to do. So when we double click on. I know. Give us a second. I do. I've just got to do some maintenance. Hang on a second. Shit. Give me a second, I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Okay, so it's getting on a bit. So 5 o'clock. Just, yeah, I can go on for another hour and a half or something. Right, where did I get to? I don't know. So, yeah, the mouse down needs to take. Yeah, we need to find out if we've got a selected item in the list. So we need to go down to the list preview, wherever that is. Scroll view, station scope. There it is. So we need to. That's the list view. Hang on. Right, so when it gets, yeah, so when we get a double click, it needs to, oh yeah, it'll be selected. So we need to know whether the selected index, it's got a selected index. So we want to do a if station list view selected index is not equal to null. It's not really a good way of doing it. Doesn't like it. Why doesn't it like it? Gets all set in the first current selection default rate. Right, I don't know what that is. Right, if it's not equal to null, don't know if this is going to work, then see, then we need to create a new. So we're going to create. It doesn't like that, does it? Why is that? Okay. If it's greater than, I forgot how to do it now. Forgot how to do it. C#. There's presentation, foundation, list, view. Oh, it needs to get its. A list view list selected index. I can't remember how to do it. Right, list view selected index. That's how you get the selected index. So how do you find out if it's -1 returns if nothing's selected? Right, okay. If station serve selected is equal, it's not equal to -1. So it means we've got something selected. Then we need to go create a new. So rig state equals a new rig state, and we can put it in there. Yeah, we can say a new rig state. So inline code right equals a new rig state. Okay, this might work. Yeah, should work. So all we want is the frequency at this point. So the RX frequency in hertz equals we need to force out the station list view selected index. So, or we could just directly access the. Yeah, we could directly access. How am I doing it before? Hang on. So I've got a double click on it already. Hang on, let's find out what the double click is. See how we're doing it already. Go to definition. Here it is. So it's finding the dependency object state casting it as a station scope and actually retrieving the data directly from it. Yeah, and it's adding it to the station. But we could either do it from this or yeah, do it directly from this or from the active list. I might as well just do it straight from this. So we've got to do it from selected index. So the list view selected item, it will be an item. Oh, station seek, hang on. Station scope. Are we using that there? Oh, station seek. Can't see it. Item. Station scope. Yeah, so it's just declaring it there and using it directly in there. So we can either get it again, or we can just use the selected index to find it. It's probably not the best idea. What's the cleanest way of doing it? So I think, yeah, because I might have a different list I want to add it from, so I don't want to specify the selected active list. I want to, yeah, so I need to extract it from the actual dependency property. So if I say, have I used that yet? Where have I used that? Oh, it's not been used, so I can use that. So yeah, so seek class, station seek class, seek station seek. Alright, it's a station scope. I've got too much going on here, haven't I? Right, so station scope item. So once you've clicked on it, right, hang on. Item is a new station scope. And we're using the station scope. Right, we should be passing item to it. So that's just to update the frequency. Item station and frequency. So we could do this to set the frequency. RF gain port, yeah, so we're doing it there in a different way. So if I select it and I just say, yeah, we just want items, so we'll just make we're not using this one, so we'll just say public station scope item. It's a bit weird. I have to change. I'm going to get rid of this class eventually. Put the real one in. Station scope. Okay, so if I just make a bit of a crude way of doing it. So at the end of this, so we've got selected item is a station scope. So we'll just got to do a station scope equals item. That'll do. I shall set that to whichever one you've clicked on. Then that can be used in our QMB button, which is this bit here. So if it's checking to see if there's a selection. If not, it won't do anything. If there is, we need to make that equal So we'll put that in there. Station scope dot RX frequency. What do we call this one? Oh, frequency. Station frequency text block. No. Hang on, there's something not right here. So we're going to do stations. Oh, it's got to be the right kind of variable as well, so I have to convert it if it's not the right one. Station scope. Where's my station station scope class? Gone. Seek station. Station scope. Is it in there? I can't remember. Seek station class station. Gets crazy. It gets crazy when you're labeling stuff, naming stuff. So that's just a user control. So it's put a user control in there, so we need to extract. Are we extracting its text block directly? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's go on to the list view again. Right, so a list station scope, list view, mouse, double click. So it's creating a station scope, peak definition. So that is actually a user control, isn't it? Yeah. So it's fetching them out directly. Okay. Or is it? All we want is a selected index, really. Yeah, that's all we want to get. But that ties us in with, yeah, that particular list. Instead of using any list. Oh, we could take it straight out of it. Yeah, we could do it that way. Okay, let's go back to this. Go back to the button. Go to this definition. Let's just take it out of the actual list view instead of the list view list. Right, so we're going to go if the selected index, if it's something selected, that means actually, yeah, shit, no. Anyway, so rig state, it's a new rig state, station scope, so we need to find a label. No, it's a text block. Bar graph text set station frequency text block. Right, so it's text, and we need to probably should try and convert it, really. I'll tell you what, let's just go straight to the let's just get the selected index, it's easier. Let's not do it the way I was trying to do it. There we go. So let's just go int stations. So station scope selected list view, selected item, there we go. So we're going to do selected item equals and item ID, item dot UID. Did I call it UID? Don't know. Let's have a look. No, that's the wrong one I'm looking at. Seek stations, a list of seek station ID. So why is it coming up? UID. Item. Hang on. Peak definition. Oh, that's it. That's a user control. We don't want that one. So we want the selected index. Yeah, so we want this one here. Dot selected index. There we go. That's all we want. Okay, so we've got the selected index. So we go back down to here. So if the selected, hang on, is that the same one? Yeah, we can do that one. Hang on. If selected index is not equal to nothing, and -1, then we need to do so we need to find, not station scope, we need to do right, so we want the selected index, we want this, so we pick it straight from the list. List view dot, so let's do the bars selected item dot, yeah, and then we need to do the frequency. It's not finding it. Can I apply indexing to an expression of a type list view? Right, station. I forgot how to get to it now. List view. Oh, items. Items. There we go. And frequency. Got no frequency. Items. Location. Why won't it let me? That's not finding it. So what is going on? Selected view, this view. Hang on, I'm sure I must have used it somewhere else. So there's the. Oh, it's the active list. I might be going crazy, so bear with me. Station scope list view. Station seek active list. Right, so the list view is not what we want. What we want is this one here, the active list. So we want same as we had up here, really. Seek station. Station, that's what we want. Exactly that. Right, so we just want that there, same again. Right, so we go like that. Seek station. No, station selected index. No, we haven't got a selected index, so we don't want that. We want the, I can't find it now. What have I done with it? Oh, look, it's up here. It gets a bit confusing. Right, so we're going to put that in there. Right, dot, here we go. So we want the receive frequency, there it is. Okay. It's not liking something, it's probably not the right style I expected. Is a new rig state. I've already done this. Well, hang on. Let's go on over it. Hang on. Let's go to the I forgot how to do stuff in between things. There it is. Right, here it is. So yeah, oh, it's got to be in there in the brackets. Yeah, got ya. I forgot. You're allowed to forget. I don't know if you're allowed to forget. Right, here we go. So we need to do equals a. You can't do that, surely. Hang on. I'm actually losing my mind, I think. I'm being slightly mad. It's finally happened. It's finally happened. So add a new rig state. Let's just copy that over there. Trying to do it in line 1 and I can't remember. Right. Let's just put that there for a minute. Right, so here it is. Equals rig state. So this is a list, we're adding it, so slightly different. Equals a new rig state. We don't need that, that's why. That's what we didn't need. Okay, so we've got a new. What's going on with that? Oh, I haven't finished it yet. Right, so we're going to do rig state equals a new rig state. Now we've got the RX frequency set. And we're taking it from the active, the list that's got the selected item frequency. And that's all we're going to do for now, is it? Yeah, and then we're going to add rig state to the QMB rig state. Right, so it's not liking that. Why not rig state? That is a rig state. Right, I don't get what's going on with that. The name rig state does not exist. Okay, that's why. So we need to do that up here. Sorry, no we don't. We need to move that into the function. That's it. We need to move it into there. Okay. So we've got we're creating an inline rig state from making sure there's a selection been made. Then we're using station scope list view item index. Takes the frequency, creates a new rig state and puts it in there. So then we've got if we go back to rig states, we're adding the thing to the list if it doesn't already exist. So we can do that, but we want to find out at the end. Just give us a quick console right line, can't spell again, and give us a count. So we want the count of Yeah, this one. So cumulative discount equals, so oops, console right line, and then we want to put the count in there, so it'll be QMB rig states dot QMB rig states list dot count. There we go. So if we double click, preview mouse down, yeah, so we've got to double click one of the other ones. Now I'm not sure what will happen. Well, if you haven't double clicked it, it'll be on the old selected index, so yeah. But it's possible to add the wrong one, because I wanted to change it to a single click, so we better do that first, I think. Better do that first, so I'll go back to the list. Existing list, because we have to create a new one. Well, I haven't got a list view. Hang on, where are we? There's the list view. So we're doing a mouse double click. We don't really want to do a mouse double click anymore, because you might click it once, and if you're waiting for a double click, you won't actually have a selected index. So a mouse click. We got a mouse click? No, just a mouse down. A mouse down, okay, mouse down, that'll do. Right, so we're going to change that to mouse down. Oops, where's it gone? Mouse down. Okay. So we go back over to here. That's a preview mouse down. So that's no good. This is it. Mouse double click. So it's now going to be a mouse down. And hopefully it'll take mouse button. Yeah, it should take the same arguments. So a mouse down will always select the list. Hopefully. Right, okay, so have we finished? So, yeah. Tell you what to do. So we're always going to add it to the list. Now, it's only ever going to add one. Oh no, we can add different ones to the list. Because if you try and double click the same one, it won't be able to add it to the list. Right, let's just be bold and just run it up. This build has succeeded. Right, so what first thing I want to do is go onto the list and do a scan. Let's just do a scan down here. Let's let it finish scanning. Right, so have we got anything worth listening to? Oh, actually, it's not working. I'm no longer running the code. So, preview. Oh, it's a preview mouse down. Hold on. Preview station scope list view. Hang on. Oh, that's the wrong one. Preview mouse down. I've changed the wrong one, haven't I? No, I haven't. Mouse double click. Hang on. List station scope list view mouse down. Station scope list view mouse down. Mouse down. Right, I don't get it. So it's not working, but it's if dependency equals null, Original dependency. Yeah, it's probably not liking this. Let's quickly do a... What else can we do? What else have we got? Preview. Key down. Mouse down. Mouse left button down. Okay, we'll do a preview, mouse left button down. Equals station list view. Oops. Preview, mouse left button down. Not a double click. Maybe you got to double click it to get a selected index. I'll go to that, go to definition, it'll create a new one at the end. So we want to copy that there, just cut that out. Go back up to this one here and paste it here. Get rid of that and swap this out for, it's the same actually, it's the same. Okay, and will it work? Who knows? Who knows? Right, so we do a scan. Let's do a quick scan and stop it. Right, so if I go, oh, that's it, works straight away. Right, we'll stop it there. Let's just find something. There's not much on here. Oh, there's one. So 14148. So click that. I haven't got the animation on that yet, but it does click. Right, I'll click it again. And I'll stop it. And I should be able to find here. Now the trouble is it's amongst loads of other stuff. And I'll never be able to find it when I hang on. So what I'll do is I'll have to do some work here to find it in the list. What should we do? I'll do a, I don't know, found F. We found it. Found it. Okay, so we'll look for that and we'll find it in that. It's constantly streaming. We need to have different levels of debug so we can turn off stuff we're not working on. Right, so as soon as I click it, you should see that come up and it'll tell you the count. That'll do. Right, so we found someone there. We'll click the button and we'll close it quickly. And I've got to scroll back and see if it did anything. I didn't see anything come up. Yeah, there's lots of debug info in it. I need to shut it off really. Makes it difficult to find anything. Ah, there it is. So the list count was 3. So it was 3. Now it should only be 1. Should only be 1. So what we'll do is I'll go back up to the top. The function that we did to list out the found ones. list rig state, so I'll put that down the bottom so we'll get a list as well. Yeah, so we'll print that out and we'll print the lists. So it's not supposed to add one that's already there. Oh, we didn't add a crucial bit of stuff. Oh no, there it is. Plus plus. If rig state equals rig state, duplicate found, plus plus. So if it's 0, add it to the list. So why did it say there was 3 in the list? Let's run it up again. Let's run it up again, and it'll print the list of 3 in a minute, so we'll know what's going on. I'll do. Oh, right, so press the button once, press it 2, press it 3 times, come out, have a look up here, find those F's again, there it is. Okay, so it's added, you know why, don't you? You know why it found 3? Because we added them as a test earlier on. Yeah, we added them as a test earlier on. So we need to go back up here, the top, and not add any here. Don't add them. So we don't want to add any of these. Yeah, we don't need to do any of this at the minute. Right, so we won't do any of that. Right, enough noise coming out of that. So I don't think it's adding it to, because there was already 3 there, and it wasn't adding it. Right, so go here. Well, that'll do. No, it's not adding it, is it? Right, so I don't see any. And there's that's a serial command that's gone a bit wry there. Right, so we've got to find, see if there's any F's. I don't think there must be, so it wouldn't have executed that. No. Right, what I'll do is put a pause in it then. I'll put a pause in it. So we got. Oh, did I not add it? I didn't click the button, did I? Let's put a pause in it. Let's see how far we get. We'll put 1 here, and we'll put 1 down here. So we've got 2 pauses when we mouse down. Right, so we scan. I'm getting thirsty. Oh, question from Andy. What do you think of AI for coding? This new Visual Studio with the prediction is great. It predicts something wrong sometimes, but at least it tries to help you fill it in, so coding is quicker on this. But for AI, ChatGPT and Gemini, it's great. But what you got to do is tell it not to hallucinate, don't daydream, don't reel off loads of stuff. Like tell them you want a single answer command, single line answer until you ask for more. You need to get it to say that, otherwise it just reels off loads of stuff. Yeah, it's good. It says if you can't remember stuff like me, I'm 60, so I'm in memories, and I'm on statins as well, so my memory's not good anyway. Short-term memory, not brilliant. Long-term memory's great, but short-term is no good. So it's great for a quick reminder, you know. So yeah, it's good, but at the minute AI, if you tell it doesn't come up with its own task, you've got to tell it what you want it to do. So you tell it what you want it to do, and it's up to you to articulate to it what you want. If you can't articulate what you're after, it's going to try and work out what you want. It's going to probably get it wrong, and before you know it, it's going to churn out a load of stuff. It's going to overwhelm you. You look at it and go, oh my god, and you think, oh, better off going down the pub and forget it. So to narrow it down, just explain that you should paste a little code in, create yourself a text file, say I am 60, I'm on statins, I can't handle lots of information bursted out at me at the time, so please just limit to, you know, the reply to a sentence, and I will ask you for more if and when I need it. Yeah, otherwise you just get bombarded with stuff. Right, so we've got that there. So if I click I don't even know if this button's clicking, because I haven't animated it, so I need to animate it to know it's clicking. Right, I'm going to click it now, then I'm going to stop it. Actually, yeah, let me just have a look. Have I even got a button on here? Yeah, preview, mouse down, go to the definition. It's definitely in this definition, but it should have halted the program there, and it didn't. Right, so it didn't do it. So if it didn't find an index, it wouldn't have created one, but it would still have listed out the states. Now looking here, if I look back, rig state should have listed out a list, but there wouldn't have been anything in the list to list out. So right, so it would have printed for each, so it would never have printed anything. So what we want is a quick command at the top to show us what I try to do is oh shit, don't bum the key, sorry. In this command here, you need to know where it's coming from. Once the program gets big, you don't know where it's coming from. So list rig states, you know, it's, you know, the command that's run. You want a probably a gap. Actually, let's just do a command there, and that'll do. and if you want to encompass it with a final one at the end. Now if it lists nothing in between these two lines, this rig states start, this rig states end. So if it lists that and doesn't put anything, it means there was nothing to list. You can't for each. With the for each, it'll go iterate over the list, and if there's nothing in the list, it won't do anything because there's nothing there to iterate over. Right, let's just try that now, because I'm not sure if the button's working or what. Right, so we'll go like this, get some frequencies. That'll do. I heard someone drop in there. I thought I did. It's nice to have someone on there, because you know if you clicked on it that you're not gonna, you know, you can. Anyway, let's just use that one. So we've got it clicked on. I'm gonna click the button. It's gone on to continue and down to there, so it's actually run that one. So it did stop and go into the function. So I should have had a list rig states down here somewhere. I need to go and I need to get rid of all this. This is taking, so you either get rid of it or you don't include it. God, where is it? I can't see it. I can't actually see it. Where has it gone? Right, we can't find it. So what we're going to have to do is find. Let's create a little variable at the top. Right, so we're going to call it right, let's do struct. Right, we've got to, this is going off piste a bit, but we can't see where the debug information is. Just scrolling all this stuff at us that quick. So I'll go into my structs. So we'll create a new one here called public struct. We'll call it console debug, not states, as it modes, levels, debug levels. That's it. Right, so no, it's not going to be a debug level, it's going to be a public. I'll just use byte siding. Public byte. Right, should we go from top to left, top to bottom, bottom to top? So if we want everything, okay, so we'll do debug level, I don't know, all, we'll just call it all 0. Hang on, let's get the thing off there. Right, so let's just put a few in there, that'll do. All right, so we want all, or we want some, I don't know. I don't know what kind of it. Cat only. So cat cat only, and then we've got so that's going to be 1, and then we've got to have no cat, cat only, no cat. Alright, and what can this one be? I don't know. Why is it not liking it? Oh. Public constant. So I can't, 'cause 1 minute I'm writing in my Arduino core for microcontrollers. The next minute I'm writing in C#, so that's something slightly different. Right, it's still constant there though. Right, so we got all, cat only, I'll just say current debug, so whatever I'm working on, I'll just make that one, I don't know, 99. Right, that'll do. Everything, it gives you the lot, and you can change it. So we need a variable in here called, I normally do this in a microcontroller, never really do it in this bit, but we could do the same approach here. Public byte and then it'll be this debug level equals debug levels, and we'll call it all to start with. Okay, right, then we want, actually I've got to do yeah, I've just got to go off for a second. Give me a second. Right, I'm running over, running over time here. Right, so, right, so now to get the debug up, so I'm gonna have to look at, I'm gonna have to do a search for all. Alright, give me a second. Oh my god, hang on. Told you it was chaos today. Chaos. I'm a very busy person to hold a day job down as well and do all this stuff. It's crazy. Never mind, eh? What can you do? Oh dear. Yeah, so many projects. Never mind, eh? You wouldn't believe some of the work I do on my day job. Brain thinking. I come home mentally exhausted. Yeah, right. Anyway, we get there, so we'll get there. Okay, just wants all this stuff. I don't know why it wants it. You can't even buy anything online now without too many checks. imbalances. Right, I just need to do that because my mate will be phoning me in a minute. We're going swimming. I'll be with you in a second. Alright, that's it. Crazy. All this automation, you have to do the same judgery mechanically every day. Right, so we've got the debug level. We need to use it now. So we need to write a little bit of a thing. So let's just use this to write a thing. Right, so we want to do a if console debug level is equal to all, then do the bit that's in between. So we need to copy that and we do a quick find. So what we're going to do is find everything that's got console debug in it. Can you believe it? You can't find one when you want one. Not one there it is, console. So we'll find everything with console right. Find, quick find, finding files. Right, whole case, match case, match whole word. That'll do. Find all. Right, so we've got test rigs. That's not being used. We forgot about that. That's not being used. Hang on. Not being used. Not being used. How many is it found? Does it say 29, 54 matches? Right. So the next one's do cat. Update the meter. So we don't want. We're going to put that in there. Right, now I've got to fetch that into there. Okay. Right, so what do we don't want? Doesn't know what debug level is. Why not? Object reference. Right, so it needs an object reference. So it'll have to make it static. Right, so go back to there. Right, here it is. So we've got if it's all, yeah, do this. That's right. If it's all, so we've got to copy that again now. Actually, let's just copy this bit. Otherwise, we'll end up with. We can easily put that on the rest. So next one. That's that one, and this one here. Right, so okay, so that's if it's all. Right, so all we've got to do is change that to okay. There's going to be one there. Right, and there's also going to be, let's just find each one. There it is. I'll wrap it up in that. And there's the cat command, so at least it'll go quiet. It might even speed up the, speed it up a bit. Although we're running on gigahertz here with these processors now, you're not going to notice much. So we've got a few to do. Oh, 54 matching files, right. Let's try and speed it up a bit. So if we get an error, once we've got past the initial bit we're developing, then That doesn't look like it's being used, but we'll put one in anyway. Right, there's one. Okay, so that's the... We'll leave that running for a bit. Ignore that one. Actually, we'll put one in because we don't know. Yeah, we don't know if we're going to do it, so we'll change that mode to current debug. That's it. Alright, next one. We're on that one, we're on that one, on that one, and right, so we've got another one. List rig states. So I tell you what, we'll just put one in at the top and one down the bottom. It doesn't know what, so we've got our main window dot. Yeah, so we're gonna have to swallow that into there, and this is current debug. Right, what's next? That takes care of all that, that's fine. Okay, right, we're here again, yeah. That's all, yeah, we don't want to see that bit, we're not working on it at the minute. All this. Live count, so, right, okay, whatever. Okay. TX, that can be all of it. Okay, right, S meter, yeah, we finished debugging them for now, but we might want to debug them in the future. Or see some console write information. Yeah, at least it's found them for us. Imagine trying to find these yourself. So it's got to be done. I can't see the debug going on. Right. Oh, is that the lot? I think that's the lot. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll have to go back to main and change the debug mode to current debug. There we go. And now we should only get debug messages for what we're working on. Didn't take too long to fix that, did it? Right, okay. So we go on to here, we do a scan. Exception thrown. Right. That'll do. Right, so we'll go down the list. So there's one there, so you can tune him in a bit. Yeah, so we've highlighted it, so we click on this. Ah, there's the info now, look, it's not scrolling. So we've got, the count is 1. And there it's listed out what we've just added. 14188 and it's actually not. It's not that one. It's not the right one. Oh, it is there, but the frequency's wrong. So maybe we're behind by one. That's showing. So I click on that. Oh, did I not click on it? Oh, I did, then I went back. Ah, I know what I did. I tuned it. So what I did is I clicked on it, then I tuned it out, and because it's still highlighting the old one, it put the old one in. That's okay. That's expected, right? But that's something we've got to be aware of. So we need to be able to, if we tune it in, we need to be able to update that. That's another time. Right, so we've got one. Let's find another one. Right, so add another one. So there we've got two now, look. And that's the right address. Yeah, so that's working. So we're in the list. All we've done is created a list. We're not scanning that list, but we could easily scan that list. So dwell on one, scan the other one, you know, change the channel to that one, then go back again. And you could even, while you're adding it to the list, you could even send it to the radio. So you can go to your radio, press your QMB, you'd have to delete that list first, though, whether you could delete it. Anyway, so that's okay. Alright, so see if there's any more. No, there's no more at the minute. You could also go to scan the other one, other band, because I haven't actually we cleared this list, but not cleared the QMB list. So let's find somebody here to include. But I just picked it up off tune, so if we're selected and we tune it, it needs to put that back in there. Well, that's if you want it in there. What you need is a little arrow saying put the tuned frequency into that slot. So we can add that, and there's your list, your updated list there, look. So we mixed them, that's good. Okay, so I'll just do that and that to shut it up again, stop it. And set exception thrown in the threading. Task cancelled exception, so we'll have to look at that. That's something. Don't know what that is. Anyway, we'll have a look at that. Yeah, so it's doing. We've got that in the list. It's in there. So what you need to do now is, if we're not highlighted, you need to press that, and it selects one from the list, and press it again. It selects the next one. Press it again. Selects the next one. Anyway, so yeah, we've got. Yeah, that's pretty good so far. Yeah, so what I want is what I said what we'll do before I bugger off is we'll create another list here. The QM we'll have we'll have a list view here of the QMB list, the ones we've added, and then you can choose to scan that list. Yeah, play back that list. It's easy enough to do. It's not much gratification from doing it, but I mean, so we've got to create a new list. We could just create a new list. Hang on. So it'll be in the same as, so we've got stack panel vertical, and we've got that in the list. Okay, so it's got scroll viewer. So we need another scroll viewer and another canvas. Probably another canvas, or can we put both? Yeah, so we want to copy that really. So we'll create a new one so we can position it around the place. And we got we'll be able to reuse the label. Right, now where's this next grid? Hang on, the grid's right up there, that's fine. Yeah, because we don't need the controls to set the level, so that's fine. So we'll just create another canvas under here. Obviously we're going to have to change the name of it, so it's not a station scope, it's the QMB list view canvas. QMB list view scroller. Okay, so we can give it a bit of a gap there if you want. Station scope list view. QMB list view. It's a list view item, and we got a found. So it's the, hang on, QMB count list view. QMB, yeah, and this one will be called QMB count label. Okay, right, so that's it, we've got another list view. I need to place it now. Now we can't see it with no content, so we'll have to make its background. Let's make its background colour. Oh, it's going to grow to the size, so you're not going to see it because it's got no size. So maybe the canvas will make that pink. Right, so we make it pink because we've got to move it across. So there's your margin. Okay, that can stay. Height and width. Now, why is it sat there and not? So let's just go up there. Oh, we're in a tab item, a grid. So we probably just need to do, well, the grid is there. So we've got all the other stuff. Then we've got a canvas. Okay, so it's just sat there. It's not inside a canvas being placed. So okay, so we'll need to do a grid then. Let's just do a grid. Right, column definition. We don't need that. So width. Oh, column. Oh, sorry, I've done that wrong. So you got to do. You have to do that first. It's a bit like XAML. Right, so it's got me stuck. So then we want column definition. Width. We'll just have auto. So we want 2 columns is all we want. That's it. We don't need anything else. So we're going to put the first one will default to go into the first column. So we'll just specify it so we know column equals 0, even though it defaults to that anyway. Oops, what would I cut that for? Copy. Right, so we need to go to the next one. This one here, and just make that column 1. There you go. So we've moved column 1. We haven't given it a margin, but that'll do. Right, okay. We don't need it to be pink anymore. It's going to cover up some of our meters, but we'll have to move that after. Right, so there's a problem with the binding. So it needs to be canvas. So we're binding the height of this scroll viewer. So it needs to be bound to something. Yeah, that's it. And there's no more binding on this one. No, that's fine. But there is a click. So it's the Q and B list view. That's it. Right, just got to take a phone call. Right. This could go on for a while, so anyway, I think we're going to leave it at that. Let me just see what happens. I'll probably just put you on an intro. Oh god, not another episode of chaos. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Oh my god, I'm going swimming. I've got to have some mental therapy while I'm swimming. Right. Anyway, where did I get to? Yeah, so we created a new copy of the list view, which is there. Now, we haven't added anything to the list view, so what we need to do is somehow add something to the list view. So we're going to have to pass the list view in somehow. Yeah, we're going to have to pass that list view over to this other, but it is okay. Oh yeah sorry. Yeah, I should stop it now because I'm going at half 6 swimming, so but I'll just finish this little bit off if I can. So we're going over to, I forgot where it is now. I might be going insane. So we got, this is the bit that does the scanning. So what we've got to do, we might have to, yeah, pass in a constructor to set the list view, so it puts it into the list view as well. Yeah. So what we'll do is we need a constructor. So we're going to go public QMB states, and then we're going to pass in a list view, and we'll just call it the same name, QMB list view. Right, so we're coming like that, and then we need a list view here. So we'll put in a public list view, and we'll call it the same name. Right, and in the constructor we'll make this QMB list view equals QMB list view. That's it. So we're passing in the control, so then that can be used to add, when we add a new rig state to the list, we're also going to add it to the list view, so it'll appear in the list view. If duplicates found is 0, then we're going to add it there. So we're going to go QMB list view dot is it items? I can't remember. No. Add. No. So that's the list view. Right, so it's not working. Why not? Oh, a reference is required for a non-static field. Oh, once. Right, okay. Oh, hang on. I'm just going to make that static. Okay, so it can't do that. That's not right. So, hang on. Why is that? Is it because I've made this static? That's why. Yeah, if I could have just passed it in there. Actually, let's pass the list. Let's do it a different way. Let's do it a different way. It makes sense. So we won't do it that way. We'll create a. We'll pass in a list view with this. When we add a new one, then we can change which list the list view appears in. Probably won't want to do that really, but right, probably won't need to do that. So we should be able to do add or items. Yeah, items dot add, and it needs a rig state. So, or we could just make it equal the list. No, we'll just add it to, yeah, we'll add it rig state. No, it's not going to be a rig state. It's going to be a user control. Yeah, so we need to create a, yeah. It's one thing adding values, but you need a user control. So what we need to do is go onto the scan scope, if we seek command, and this is code here that should do us. So if it's found, yeah, this is it. It needs to add a new seeks class. Yeah, so that's it there. Active state, add active station, right. Let me just see what that is. God, I can't remember. No, that's not doing a great deal. Parateresis. Oh, yeah. Yeah, still not done with that thing, yeah. Andy, we've had... oh. Let's just say welcome... Parathesis. Yeah, parathesis. Dave FFS. For fuck's sake. Oh, you're still not done with that thing. I don't know if you've been following it, but I've done a lot of work on it. Andy, we've had Convo and Dave 2 weeks ago. He's a non-believer. Alright. Convo with Dave 2 weeks ago. Right, I have no idea. I'll leave you to that one. Welcome anyway. You've confused me, but anyway. Right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, welcome. Right, so I just want to get this list up, and then we'll call it a day on that, if I can. So, scan scope. That is a. Hang on, let me just have a look at that. Is that a user control? Yeah, that's the one we want. So we need to add a new station, but the station is that. So we need a seek. We need that sort of. So we'll copy that out there. Right. So we're gonna do a. We've got to convert the rig state to a seek station. We don't need that one, and we don't need that one, and we need to add a new into there. Oops, where's the bracket? But it won't be ace, it'll be, oh yeah, we can use station. Okay, so that's going to add that to the list. This one don't need any more. Right, and position in the list. So we are going to need a number there. So we go back to we need position in the list. So we'll put in a little bit of a thing there. We also need, where is it? Right, if duplicate found equals 0, no. Right, position in the list. So it's not going to be able to do position in the list. Alright, so it's adding it. So we need to get the last one, get the last position, so it's going to be more to it than that, and add +1. So we should be able to get last. I think I've used it before. Something with the list view, get last, selected item, scroll. Yeah, I can't remember where it is now. No good trying to find it. I'll just have to do it, find it, we'll research it. Right. So position the we don't need that then. So we just need to get the last and add 1 to it. So we just need a okay, we can use the position in the list, sorry. That can actually be, no, hang on, oops, going crazy. So we want an int position in the list. We don't need a ++ on it, so the position in the list, and then we need to make that equal. So it'll be the rig states list. Yeah. Rig states list count last can't find it. Right, let's just ask go away messages. Right, so C# list get last in list. Alright, my list last or default. My list last. Okay, let's try that. No, it's a list. Right, value last position resource. What's it saying? Cannot convert to int. Right, so what is it then? What value is it? What's it expecting? Static. What is it? What's the field value? Type front end rig state to list. Okay, I've asked it to. There's no items. Right, hang on. So it's giving me the wrong kind of list. Go away. It's so annoying that is. It's not that kind of list. Oh, it uses link. Index based. My list count -1. Okay, that would work. So equals my list count count -1. Okay, so we'll add it to the list like that. Add it into the list. The frequency is going to be rig state dot RX frequency, number of times empty, I can stay 0. Signal strength, I don't need the signal strength, so I'll just say 0. Is that, why is it still showing me a squiggly line? Invalid initializer member declared. Right, oh yeah. I've deleted some. I deleted the whole thing. It should have just been. Actually, I don't need it in there, nor that. I could just leave it out. So it's only the frequency we're going to use at this stage. Oh, the position of the list and the frequency. That's all we're going to put in there. So that's it. I should add it to the list. Let's have a look if it'll build. Time we got, yeah, I've got another 5 or 6 minutes. List queue converter as an incompatible type. List view canvas. Right, what's this scroll viewer? No, that's. Oh, I've got the wrong thing, have I? So it's the scroll viewer that needs to have a list view canvas. List canvas, yeah, that's right. So what have I done? Scroll viewer. QMB canvas. That's nothing wrong with that. List canvas. What's it talking about? Don't know what that's talking about, I'm sure. QMB definition has no accessible extension. Right, so perhaps we haven't. Preview my left down, go to definition. Okay. Right, that'll do. Let's build that now. Right. No argument that corresponds to. Right. So preview mouse down. We need to pass in the list view. I'll tell it where it is now. Which is the control we've just added in. There, that's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. No, that hasn't got a compatible something. Height, actual height converter, list view converter. I don't know what that is. That shouldn't be there. It should be alright. Yeah, it's done it now. It's just pointing to a rogue. Okay, so let's start it up, see what happens. So hopefully we'll get a list coming up. So if we go into here, yeah, we've got one index there. No, I haven't actually made it change the label. So right, we'll do a scan. So basically what you should see is one of these coming in this list. I've got another 3 minutes. I'll have to call it a day. That'll be enough. We found enough there, so. Right, so if I just click on that one. Oh, there it is. It's got a 0 signal strength. You're not going to see anything. What it needs to do is copy that signal strength over to there. Right, let's do that then now before it's too late. Right, so we actually need to. Let's give it a signal strength. Make it equal the original signal strength. Right, so signal strength is going to be... Oh, I don't know if we actually gave it a signal strength. Rig state. There we go. Right, so we haven't actually told it what the signal strength is. So, have we got a signal strength here?
So thank you very much for the call. Few station calling. I wish you all the best and see you again on the band.
Signal strength. Have we got one? RF gain. I don't think we've got a signal strength. S meter. We've got an S meter. Okay, so we've got an S meter. So we're going to say this is equal to rig state S meter. There we go. Right, but we've got to, when we create, when we add it to the list, rig state, we've got to set it here. So rig state, we've got to go S meter equals station seek active list. It all ties in somewhere, doesn't it? Signal strength. Right, so that'll add it to that. Okay, let's just see if it works. I've got 3 minutes left. Just got enough time to slip my shoes on. Right, let's do another scan. Signal strength's quite low today. Anything below a 7 threshold. That'll do. Right, so we'll add one. Oh, there's your code. We'll find another one. Oh, what's happening? I've lost my scroll wheel. I've lost my. I can do that, but I can't do drag. That must be. Oh, it is. Look, it's sat over top of it. So I need to give it a bit of a margin. That's weird. Right, so we'll add another one. There it is. So it is there, look. Let's just add some more. Okay. So there they are. So potentially you could use them to scan through them once you've highlighted the channels that are active. And then you could even send them all to the radio. Or send, as you add them to the list, it sends it to the radio's QMB. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Let's just turn that down. We've got to sort this rate thing out. Anyway, it all looks good to me. Let's save it. And that's the end of today's session. Right, bring the thumbnail back up. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good day. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.